Okay, now we shall begin this session. Uh, am I audible to all? Okay, then. Yeah. Good afternoon to all. Today we have organized a session on a motivational story. I mean, the my story, a motivational sessions to the final year students by successful innovator. Um, Today we have the guest speaker, Dr. Shivappa Sobrad, with us. On the behalf of our beloved principal sir and all the staff members and myself and all the students, I wholeheartedly welcome Dr. Shivappa Sobrad to deliver the lecture. I also welcome the Virupakshappa Sobrad and the external members to this session. Last but not the least, I would like to extend my welcome to all my dear students to this session, which is organized by the Institution Innovation Council of BVS Polytechnic, Bagalkot. Anyhow, this session carries the story of the guest speaker along with the idea generation and implementation and how to overcome the challenges and achieve the targeted goals by the guest speaker. Let me give the brief introduction of Dr. Sivappa Sobrad to all the audience. So, Dr. Sivappa Sobrad, born on 20th July 1979. Virupakshappa Sobrad and Nagamma are the parents, and he did his SSLC in the year 1995 from St. Xavier High School, Tumirikoppa. Then he did the diploma in the year 1997 from the BVS Polytechnic, Bagalkot. Then he completed the engineering in the year 2003 from BVB College of Engineering, Hubli. Then did the MTech in Power and Energy Systems from Basweshwar Engineering College, Bagalkot in the year 2009. He did the PhD from the VTU Belgavi, and his thesis name is the Short-Term Wind Forecasting Model for Planning of Wind Plants and Scheduling of Power. Uh, he has a very rich job experience as well. He has worked in the KPTCL for 7 years from 2003 to 2010. Worked as a station in charge in 110 kV Haliar, 110 kV Rampur, then 220 kV receiving station Bagalkot, then 110 kV Achnur, then 110 kV Bagalkot, 110 kV Navanagar, then 110 kV Sigi Keri, 110 kV Hunagund of Bagalkot district. He worked in the JESCOM since from 2010 he is working in the JESCOM. He has 11 years experience in the JESCOM as well, and he has 17 years of teaching experience as well as 13 years of research experience. He has expertise. He expertised in the research work like the load and wind for forecasting, artificial intelligence techniques, MATLAB, machine learning techniques, statistical data analysis, and he has attended the number of conferences. To name few of them, he has attended the international conferences. To name few of them, Bhopal in the year 2009, Orissa in the year 2010, Thailand in the year 2013, Bangalore in the year 2019. He has written for the journals and his four papers were published in the journals, and he has attended the three national level conferences as well. He has guided number of projects as well, seven diploma projects, five B projects, and six MTech projects, as well as two PhD projects. One among them is completed, and one is pursuing now. Uh, his ongoing research are the short-term wind power forecasting, the effect of electrocution on human body, the remote-based online motorized GOS system for 11 kV fault isolation, and the wind forecasting aperture device. So he has visited to number of countries as well. To name few of them: Phuket, Bangkok, then Pattaya, Thailand, 2013 for presenting research paper on short-term wind forecasting in the international conference. So he has awarded with number of awards. The Best Employee Award from TL and SS Division KPTCL Bagalkot in the year 2007. Then Bhargava Prashasti, Brahmana Samaja Hospit, Brahmana Samaja from Hospit in 2013, then Young Research Award from Institute of Scholars Bangalore in the year 2020. He is a member of a number of technical magazines as well. Um, with this brief introduction, I would like to call Dr. Shivappa Sabrat to deliver the today's guest lecture. Thank you, one and all. Yeah, now it's open to you, Dr. Shivappa Sabrat.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you for your kind invitation for me to present some topics on the, my life story.
yeah.
So I want to present. Sir, is my screen visible to you?
Yeah, it's visible, right? Yeah,
Myself, Dr. Shwapa Subrat. Presently, I'm working as a estate engineer at Discom Hyderabad and also working as a estate engineer technical at division office in Koppal division. So, as a motivating factors, I want to present some interesting topics about myself and my experiences and some situations I gone through throughout my research work and my job at site. Some of them are about my introduction and some of my strengths and about my academic skills, soft skills, and some applications developed during my research work and during my jobs, and also at job-oriented applications during my experiences, and some of my hobbies and routine works and my role models and my set goals and some of the achieved goals among the set goals and some training attended and some balance goals which are to be attended and some technical skills and job experiences some about my research area and some achievements and some publications and guidance and awards. So my about my introduction, my professor, Miss Mother has already told about me. Uh, So, I born in 1979. My father is a retired teacher. He is a Virupakshapa Subrat. He's retired in 2005. And my mother is a Nanama and she is a housewife. And one of my elder brother is Gurupal. He is working at Calgatti at municipality. And one of my younger brother is Kalmeshwar Subrat. And he is working at railway workshop at Hubli and he is a artist and a drama actor and a social worker at Hubli. And my wife Savita, she has completed MA and MA, and she is now working as a principal in Murarji Desai School at Koppal. And my son Satvik presently studying at fifth standard in Koppal. Some of my strengths are why I have completed, why I have taken this research because of these are my strengths. I have capability to adapt easily to all situations and to all working nature. I have capability to learn fastly and I have a self learning capability and I have a opportunity finding opportunity finder and I'm also optimistic. So uh, I will never be pessimistic, even though I gone through some negative situations which drag me out of this research work. Even though I will not be pessimistic, I will always be optimistic, and I always be positive thinking and never gone back step towards my research work and I always like to share my information which I have knowledge, which I want to some experience. I want to share my experiences to my colleagues and to my juniors and to my co workers. And I have courage to take responsibilities and risk taking person, and I have to keen to learn new things, even though even though the person may be person may be lower than me, lower grade than me. I want to learn new things from him also, and I have a leadership qualities, and even the last and the most thing is continuous learning, which is now needed for every working employee and research persons. The technology is growing very fast, and we have to keep on tracking the new things. The what we learn in books is only a some part, but what we experience is a new knowledge. The whole knowledge is in the field, that we will get experience, that the whole knowledge, the the whole book of knowledge is in the field also, is in itself in the field, but the book knowledge is only theoretical. And also we got some practical knowledge in the college also, but actually the college books and studies, what we learn will give you a basic foundation, but the where we build the building in the field also, in the field itself. And these are my academics. And my achievements after diploma in 1988, I have completed diploma in 1988 at Association Vidyavardhaka Sanghas Polytechnic in 1998. I joined diploma in 1995. When I joined, even though I am from Kannada medium, even though I am Kannada medium, my lecturers, my teachers, given me scope and guided me a lot to learn English, and to learn from my mistakes, and so they give me opportunity for studying there. And I'm always thankful to my lectures at diploma college, where only I got some foundation for my future. And I completed my B in 1992 in 2003, and I joined as a contract JE at KPTCL in 2003, and I completed my MTech in 2007 to 2009, and then I joined PhD under the guidance of Dr. Suresh Jangam City at 2010, and in past year I have completed my diploma degree. I have attended several conferences, several national and international conferences, and published some journal papers. These are the software skills I have obtained through after diploma. In diploma only we learned C, C++. I learned Java, Oracle, MATLAB, AutoCAD, and SCADA PLC, and Wincom, Railogix, and some Office, Microsoft Office, Visual Basic, and InfoU, and Ensoft, Visits, and MyPower and PSpice Lab. And these are the applications I have developed using those software skills. That is a computer-aided substation equipment troubleshooting, relay testing for practice for engineers, working engineers, and computer-aided machine troubleshooting, software for grid maps of Bagalkot Zone Capital, software for technically advisory committee proposal preparation, and software for substation training to technical staff of Capital and HESCOM, and STWare calculation package, an online geos monitoring system. And these are my hobbies. I usually play chess at various locations in Karnataka and in Chennai. Participated state level chess championships at Chennai in 2001. And I also participated in art exhibition at Chitrakala Parishad in 2019. And now practicing tabla and guitar. Now it's in learning stage. And also participated in national level art exhibition at Delhi in 2019. And my hobby artists are the watercolor, acrylic, oil on canvas and stone, and some sculptures art. Now I'm learning those skills. And my role models are Sri R.P. Chaute. He's a retired chief engineer at HESCOM, Hubli, and also Dr. Suresh Jang Shetty, professor, HOD, E&D department, BC Bagalkot, and Mr. Shakti Prasad is an artist, and Prasad Natarajan is an also artist, and Rajkumar Satpathy photographer, and these are my published research works. One of my paper published in VTU IJSM journal, and two papers submitted at IEEE which is under review, and two papers published at IJREST journal. I have attended some published some international conference papers, one in Thailand and one is Bhopal, that MNAT Bhopal, and two national conference papers, one at Rajiv Gandhi Memorial College of Engineering and Technology at Nandyal in Andhra Pradesh, and another one is at National Level Technical Symposium, Government Engineering College in Thrissur in Kerala. And I got training, some training at that advanced topics in power system engineering at BC Bagikot, and I got training for 1 month. That is a certified PLC programming training at Prolific Systems in Pune, and some industrial training in that Gem Sugars Kundargi, and reactive power in power systems, that is SK and testing practice for training at the Bagikot. And now experience as a site engineer at Association Electrical Sinpur, and worked as a junior engineer in Capital since from Y11 2003, and working as AET in CSC Hospet, worked as AE Tech in Chincholi, that is in Gulbarga district, and worked as a section officer at Mundrabad, and working as an extended technical at Gescom Kopal. And these are some experiences, that skills after my during my job, that is preparing estimates, layout drawing, wiring schedules,
Coordinator.
proposal for new
Coordinator.
stations,
I'm
transmission
not.
lines and power transformers, and preparing checklist and carrying preventive maintenance, calibration and testing of measuring devices and instruments, troubleshooting of substation equipments like CLR panel, power transformers, circuit breakers, CTs, PTs, and relays, erection and commissioning of substation equipment, transmission line maintenance, design of earth mats, testing and troubleshooting of battery set and battery charger, distribution system management, and detailed project report and technical consultants for private industries like now I'm a consultant for Kirloskar and Kalyani factories situated at in Hospet, and also I am technical consultant for Enercon India, and also technical consultant for Suzlon India. For now, I am giving service for wind forecasting for those two companies. In academics, I have attended three international conferences and three national conferences, and published four international journals, and I am invited lectures at several colleges and several institutes. That is BUS Polytechnic Bagalkot, ITC ESCOM Hubli, and ITC Capital Bangalore, Capital Bagalkot, and Capital Bijapur, ESCOM Bagalkot, and ESCOM Bijapur, and substation on-site training at 220 kV stations, and TME Polytechnic Bagalkot, and PDIT Engineering College Hospet, and RV College Bangalore. My internship topics are renewable energy, basic electricals, switchgear and protection, network analysis, electrical generation, power transmission and distribution, power system dynamics, measurements, electromagnetic, electrical machine drawing, and electrical machine troubleshooting, relay testing practice. And have membership for record membership from various institutes, various societies. That is IEEE student member in 2009, and IEEE professional member in 2016, and ISTD member in 2013, and academic committee member of BS Polytechnic Public Course from 2018, and board of studies member of IEED in 2019. Institute of Scholars professional membership in Bangalore in 2020, and Institute Industry Forum member in 2021, and VTU IJSM Technical Journal Reviewer from 2020, VTU Technical Kannada Dictionary member in 2020, and IJREST Technical Journal Reviewer Photography and Artist Society in 2019, and Karnataka Chitrakala Parishad Bangalore in 2019. And I have conducted some technical webinars to the students and to my employees. That is electrical accidents and case studies, mechanism, electrocution, wind data analysis, substation equipment, active to higher exam preparation, relay testing practice, and also co-organize 2 days seminar and exhibition at for renewable energy options for heating and lighting in public buildings, hospitals, hotels, education institutions, and tourist or religious places in April 2020 at Bagalkot. And also a technical journal reviewer for ISTD Calgary, Canada, INSC Bangalore, PTU IJSM Belgavi, ET Chair CQ, RNSIT Bangalore, and examiner for PhD students, PTU External PhD Thesis Evaluator. And my research, ongoing research works are short-term wind forecasting, wind power forecasting, and effect of electrocution on human body, remote-based online motorized geosystem for 11P fault isolation, wind forecasting aperture device, fault locating device for LT line, optimal location of distribution transformer, AI-based line clearing system at substation to avoid accidents. These are the projects guided. I have guided 7 diploma students, 12 plus 3 BE students, and 11 MTech students. Now I'm guiding one PhD student who is at MANIT Bhopal, and one is pursuing at MANIT Bhopal. And now I am my examiner for two students, two PhD students, and also as a reviewer for two PhD theses. My research highlights are load forecasting, wind forecasting, statistical wind data analysis, statistical forecasting models, and AI models such as neural network fuzzy logic, adaptive neuro fuzzy inference system, support vector machines, and combined error minimization technique, and also electrical accident investigation, distribution system strengthening, and substation planning. This is my research, PhD research work. That is, I worked on time series wavelets. That is, time series is nothing but a statistical analysis, wavelets, artificial intelligence models such as neural network fuzzy logic, DNFIS, SVM, and CMM. These are the three sites I have selected for my research work. That is Bagalkot, Bijapur, and Bangalore. Those are the data of these three sets I use for my research work for 10 years. I have taken data of 20 years and gone through those historical data and developed some models, that is statistical models and AI models for short-term wind forecasting. These are the research center, the research facility available at BC Bagalkot. This is a wind mast, 50-meter wind mast. It will measure wind speed, wind pressure, and humidity, and the temperature at 50-meter height. And also it records for a period of 10 years. And also there is a weather station which records all the parameters of weather. And this is the LDC which is located at Bangalore, capital LDC Bangalore. That this wind data is captured from this capital LDC Bangalore. And I have also used the data of Bijapur Hitnal, that agriculture college. These are my research from the publication from research work. I want to list some challenges which are some for my research work, and there is a huge challenge for selection of guide, which is very difficult. Now getting a guide is itself is a one problem. Now my luck, I have easily get my guide as a Dr. Jal Suresh Chenitty. I did my MTech under his guidance, and also he guided throughout my research work, and he's a, like a light path to my research work. And one more challenge is the research topic selection. This is a very highly challengeable topic, and I have taken 2 months to select a topic under my guidance, under guidance of my guide. And also there is a one more challenge department. There is a permission from department. I have waited 1 year for 1 year to get permission from department. That is NOC. In order to get a admission at admission at VTU, we have to take permission. That is NOC from department. That is a working person as a to take a part-time job, to take a part-time research. I have to take permission. I have waited for 1 year. Even though when immediately I joined at GISCOM, and within a span of 1 month I got permission. After 1 year, even though I eligible for in 2009, but waited till December 2010, 10 I got permission. And there is a target for coursework which we have to complete in within 1 year. That is within 1 year we have to complete all the pass out all the four subjects. For with a gap of 4 years, we almost forgot the those subjects. But I I have studied in the office and studied in home and studied the subject while traveling. Also, I have studied and successfully I have completed my coursework. And we have to balance between relationship, job, and research. Those are to be balanced very nicely, which is very much necessary in order to take the research work successfully. And some drag force from senior officials and some demotivation from colleagues and friends to not to take research work. And some fellows told me, what is the use of taking research? You have a good job and you have a good salary, then why you take research, why you take admission at research, that PhD? Some told, but I am being optimistic. I am not demotivated from those things. So I have continued my research work. Some work pressure also make some delays in research work, because some we have to will be get lot of pressure in work, because may some officers may transfer us from long from home, so we have to travel for long time and living home. And these are some novel initiatives at job. I have designed, developed and implemented a single pole 11 kV isolator, and I have also designed, developed a single pole DTC mounting structure including a isolator. And I also designed and implemented solar-based motorized control of 11 kV isolator. In this, with the help of that B students at PDIT Hospet, and this is the solar panel, and this is the charging controller and a battery set and a power controller and a DC motor. These are all things mounted at this isolator, which is controlled remotely with this power controller. It will give command to close and open the open this isolator. And this is the model of this 11 kV isolator. And some hazard situations rectified in our job site. This is the situation where some lizard making for line fault. This is a 11 kV line fault, which is this fault is traced. Almost it has taken many hours to trace this. It almost taken 36 hours for to trace this job. Almost 1.5 day to trace this job. Almost for 36 hours. Some two villages under dark condition, and successfully we have traced this fault. And these are other fault conditions we regularly meet at our daily life, daily working routine. This is the peacock trapped at the 200 kV transformer. And this in this situation I witnessed this situation, that is this strike on DTC and narrow escape due to in time act. The 63 kV DTC is feeding 6 numbers of IP sets. These fellows actually opposing the connecting of an IP set connection to this DTC. same time, and these two fellows climbed this DTC structure and sat on DTC and this LT line on the same incident, on the same instant. 11 kV pole was hit by this lorry, and both are at same instant. And luckily, these fellows escaped from this in an electrical accident. These are some lineman spot electrocution, and this is an accident narrowly escaped from major accident at IRP Hospital. The police staff tried to track this ladder, this aluminum ladder, the metallic ladder, and the ladder nearly came to this the ladder nearly came to this 11 q line, and before touching the line, the line tripped immediately, and some of them some of the police officers got some minor injuries and some not non-fatal injuries, and some luckily there are no fatalities. And these are the faults we get through daily routine. And this is the theft of transformer winding and transformer oil. These are the falling of poles at various villages. These are the hazardous situations. And we have to create a safety zones. And this is the failure of 20 MA transformer at Chincholi in 110 kV Chincholi. This is a complete power transformer. 20 MA transformer has failed due to some consequences of that is cascading of events. This is a LT line where there is a fault here, and this LT line fault is not cleared, and the not cleared by the DTC, and this LT line fault cascaded forwarded to the DTC, and DTC not cleared the fault, and also the feeder panel not drilled due to malfunctioning of batteries, and again the transformer at substation not tripped, and this cascading effect continued until the failure of this 20 MA transformer. And these are the oldest DTCs preserved at my jurisdiction. That is from one is 50 MA 50 kV transformer that is 85 years old, and one is 200 kV transformer of 62 years old, and one is a 500 kV transformer at 58 years old, and one is a 100 kV transformer of 52 years old. These are the transformers, and these transformers still in working condition, still under good condition. And these are the awards I obtained. That is one is from Sangeeta Bharati Samaj Seva Bhargav Princess in 2013, and I have obtained Young Researcher Award in 2020. That is from INSC Bangalore. This is my PhD award, and these are the memberships. These are the webinars I have conducted. These are the my arts as a hobby work. And I exhibited some arts at Google website. That is at Google Books and Art Culture. And these are some my photographies. These are some situations with my guides and my research colleagues and at college. And this is my family, my father and mother, and my wife and my son.
Yeah.
I thank you, sir, for giving me an opportunity to present some my about my life story. Thank you very much for the opportunity, and I also thank Principal Dan Shetty sir, Professor Mathur sir, and Professor S.H. Naik sir, Talwar sir, Banat madam, Mulur madam, and I also thank all faculties and all teaching staff and non-teaching staff for giving me opportunity to present my life story. And I thank you very much. I also thank students for patiently listening to my speech.
Yeah,
I thank you very much, sir.
yeah, Dr. Shivapam. Can you have some questions from our students, Shivapam?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. From the audience, uh, actually the session was very wonderful, informative one. And any doubts, any questions, if you have in your mind, just the right person is here. You can ask. Ask. Yeah, you tell your name and ask the question. Yeah.
Sir, Ashwini G. Nayak.
Okay. Your doubt, your question.
The sir is completed BE, MA, PhD.
Yeah.
Sir.
Hmm.
Then I want some ideas
Hmm.
for developing new technology in electrical and electronics
Hmm.
for a new population-free society.
For pollution free. For pollution free. Am I right,
Yes,
Ashwini?
sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So you want ideas to new ideas from the resource person. Dr. Shivapa, do you have any ideas regarding this?
Yes, sir. Yes. See, the now the technology is growing very fastly, and nowadays, day to day, the technology is changing. One day is regularly we see changes in power systems in the power sector. Very now in old days we get that electromechanical meters. Now we get digital meters, and in the fingertips we get knowledge about everything. Otherwise, in the older days we get only little bit computers. That is two or three computers at our institutes. Now seeing a desk only, you will get lot of information, lot of technology. And nowadays, the solar and wind energy are growing very fast, and those are the only two resources which are not depleting and growing very fastly. Now we have to all the students. I request all students to concentrate on renewable energy resources. Those are the two research areas we have to concentrate on those things and study those things which are very related to the renewable resources.
That's right. Yeah.
Thank
In,
you, sir.
Thank you.
any other question? Is there any other question? Yeah. Huh. Okay.
ವಿಜಯಕರ್ ಕಲಾವಿ
Huh.
ಸರ್ ಈಗ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಸಿಟಿ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ದೊಡ್ಡ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕಂಪನಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ
Hmm.
ಅದನ್ನ ತಡೆಗಟ್ಟಲು ನೀವು ಯಾವ ತರ ಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಕೈಗೊಳ್ತೀರಿ ಸರ್?
Nowadays, all the factories are using cogeneration, that is waste energy as a energy byproduct, that is energy resource for the as a raw material to the generators. They have all the factories now. Government has made mandatory for installing cogeneration at all plants, at all industries. They have to generate the energy, and they have to use that energy by themselves. And also promoting government is promoting the industries to sell the energy from those coal generations, because they have some waste heat produced by some boilers. That waste heat itself is used for used as a source as a raw source to the generators. That those generators use the waste heat from the that plant, and it will generate some energy, and that energy itself is used at the plant itself. Now, wastage of energy at industries now almost is negligible because of a lot of advanced technology they are using in all industries.
Okay. Along with that, whatever the losses that are taking place from generations to the distribution side, those losses can also be minimized.
It is a very difficult task at rural areas because we have to make use of cables. The overhead conductor is causing more loss to the distribution companies because in rural area all the consumers like to tap and bypass the metering system. Now metering system is bypassed in many areas. That is why our distribution loss is very high in all states,
Okay.
especially in rural area. It is very much the energy loss is very much high, and also government is although the government is planning to improve the system, but there is no interest coming from the public also.
Is there any technology developed to minimize the losses in the transmission lines, you have?
Uh, Now the transmission line losses are very minimum about 2 to 3% only, sir. All our state in India, the transmission loss is only 2.5 to 2.7%.
Uh-huh.
Earlier it was 5 to 7%.
Uh-huh. With the AC
Now
system. With the AC system.
because of coming of that inter tie lines and tie lines
Mm.
and interstate lines,
Mhm.
the energy loss is reduced, and also by using the HVDC line,
Mhm.
the high voltage DC line, the losses are minimizing.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. Any doubts? Any other doubts? Dr. Shivappa, can you highlight or elaborate whatever the any difficulties during your innovation during your PhD work? Any I mean difficulty you have faced, particular difficulty, and how you have overcome that one personally?
Yes. There is one thing I have faced lot of things because of those techniques. I have to learn myself because
Mm.
the artificial intelligence techniques. My guide has targeted me to use those AI techniques, and don't know about those things because during my job I almost forgot those things which I learned from colleges. When in colleges, you almost no knowledge about the AI techniques because in curriculum also don't have any
Yeah, neural
those
network is
things. AI techniques are not included.
yeah, that's it. Neural network is totally
So
new.
I have to learn myself, and I have to. And there is no source also from any guide. Very little knowledge about those things. I myself went through many of the research colleagues and traveled to many places and to learn new things, and also traveled to Hyderabad, the IISc Bangalore, and NIT Surathkal, and I gone through many peoples, and they taught me how to learn those AI techniques, and I learned those things and successfully and utilize those skills, that is AI systems in my research work, that is in the wind forecasting using AI techniques, and I also successfully published some papers and recognized from the IEEE also for my research work.
Yeah, great, great, great. Any other things? Any other doubts? Anything? I think sir is also there. Um, Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir.
Would you like to talk on this occasion, sir?
No, no. Thank you, Shivappa.
Thank
The
you, sir.
wonderful sharing of innovative experiences.
I want to tell one more thing about this. the main reason I have to take MTech class is reason for this is Sir Sangmesh Government Sir itself is
Yeah.
reason because they only introduced me to the my guide, that is Suresh Changam City. If Sangamesh see, if the government sir not introduce me to my guide, I never did, never do MTech also and never do PhD also.
Yeah.
And they have motivated me to take up that MTech course,
That's right.
and they dragged me to physically dragged me to those situations, those dragged me to my guide.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Sir is
They are
always
the main
inspiring
reasons
one.
for to take up my research work, sir.
That's right.
Dr. Shivappa, we drag many of our students and many of our followers to this situation, but the one who takes the good use of it are very rare to see like you. Okay, we try to motivate each and every student of ours so that we want our students to grow more than us and be successive and be a model to the society. But thing is, only few of them
Yes,
take this opportunity and do it, and you are one amongst them, and we are happy that one of our alumni has reached this height. And yeah, today's your experiences were wonderful, and I think our students must get motivated. At least few of them. I think about 40 students are attending this program. If at least four of them could get motivation from your talk and take it as a challenge to go ahead with some of the innovative activities. Innovative activities cannot be just in the field of education. Okay, even if they stop their education at this level, but innovation, you see, everything is open for innovation. So I think the Shivappa's words should be taken sportively by all the students so that they also think of some innovative ideas. And whatever may be the idea, whether it's small or big, as soon the idea gets, don't allow it to perish. Immediately discuss with that idea with one of your well wishers. Okay, otherwise the idea simply goes off. Okay. So then for any idea, immediately note it down, discuss with your well-wishers, the teachers or with the mentors or any well-wishers. Then with the help of them, these small ideas, small innovative ideas can be converted into some great ideas that can be useful for societies. So that's how each and every student should think of innovative aspects. And one student was talking about pollution-free environment. Okay, with respect to the generation and transmission. When it comes to electricity, we know that most of the generation is through fossil fuels right now, like coal. And if you look into the automobile industry is also based on the fossil fuels now. These two areas where we find a lot of pollution being added to the environment. But in the days to come, we are sure that all these automobile vehicles will have an alternative fuel in the form of electric vehicles which run on batteries. And batteries can be recharged on the solar panels. And similarly, slowly we are moving from fossil fuel generation to the wind and solar generation. As Shivappa must have a lot of statistics on how solar generation is picking up in India. And we are one of the best countries, one of the most fast growing countries to generate the power from the solar systems and also from the wind energy systems. So I think, and also we are also finding an alternative fuel like ethanol. And yeah, henceforth all the sugar factories will be made mandatory to produce ethanol instead of sugar. Sugar factories may get convert themselves into ethanol factories, wherein instead of using the petrol, we are going to use the ethanol for the automobile vehicles. So in the next 5 to 10 years, I am expecting a lot of change in India with respect to automobile industry. I am expecting in the next 10 years, at least 50% of the vehicles on the road will be of electric vehicles. And at least 50% of the generation of electricity will be from the solar and wind energy systems. That's how we should think of, and that's how we should go forward to make our environment pollution free. That's what is expected in the near future.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Am I audible? I think the net is
Yeah, yeah,
unstable.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's from my side. You
Okay.
can
Yeah.
go ahead
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
further proceedings, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Now it's time for of the vote of thanks. Um, First of all, I would like to thank the head of the
But
Department
sir,
of
I also should thank our one more alumni who has joined this, who is also a good friend of Dr. Shoppa.
uh-huh.
That is Chebbi sir.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I remember that his daughter also completed her diploma from our department.
yeah. Uh-huh.
I think about 2 3 years back.
Right.
Yeah, Chetty, I also welcome you once to the institute. And if you also can contribute from your side in the form of a guest lecture or a talk on any of the practical situations you are handling at your day-to-day work, you are also most welcome.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
sir.
yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now it's time for the vote of thanks. First of all, I would like to thank the Electrical and Electronics Department head, Sri S. S. Dodmani, sir, who is present on this occasion and has given his insights on the session. Thank you very much, sir. I also wholeheartedly thank on the behalf of our beloved principal, sir, our staff members, and all the institution innovation council members of BVS Polytechnic to the today's resource person Dr. Shivappa Sobrat, who has highlighted what are his strengths. He highlighted his life story. Then he also explained about how the ideas can be generated and implemented. Then what are the challenges he faced during his PhD, his innovation, and how he tried to overcome those challenges very neatly, very deliberately. He has given the lecture, and he has even answered the questions, the doubts that are raised by the student members. Thank you for that, for all those things. My heartful thanks to you, Dr. Shivappa Sobarad. Thank you very much. Mm, yeah, I also thank all the external members who are present on this occasion, Gadgappa Chabbi and the Virupakshappa Sobras and other external members. I thank to them as well. And last but not the least, I also thank all our beloved IIC members who are present on this occasion and who are listening. And I hope they are motivated by today's guest speaker. Thank you, one and all. Yeah. Shall I close this now, sir?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now I am winding up.